Grundle with a team of Tapu Fini, Togedemaru, Arcanine, Mandibuzz, Garchomp, and Kartana. Well, Daniel has a team of Aerodactyl, Arcanine, Porygon Z, Gigalith, Tapu Lele, and Tapu Fini. It's Z converted as Fini Calm-Minded. Togedemaru tried to fake out, but it was nullified by the Lele switch in. You haven't missed too much. Yeah, I wonder why he decided Togedemaru was the big threat there. Ooh. That's not too good considering this is a setup Porygon Z. And if it went for Ice Beam onto Togedemaru there, did it convert into Ice type? I didn't see. Yeah. Yeah, Fire would be my guess, but it wouldn't be too much stronger than just going for a Psychic against the Togedemaru. But I guess that extra little bit of power makes all the difference if you really want to get that knockout. But why is he worried about the Togedemaru and not the Tapu Fini? Okay. Well, it's not Hidden Power Ground. Yeah, Fire, because, well, Legendaries can't actually have Hidden Power fighting. It's impossible. So it is actually guaranteed to be Hidden Power Fire just based on Togedemaru's typing. No, from the Tapu Lele? Well, because it hit Togedemaru for a super effective, it has to be Fire. If it was ground, it would have done more, and it can't be fighting. It just, Legendaries can't have it with the way IVs work. Both these players like kind of trading double attacks into each other. Maybe we'll see one of them break away from that trend and start to get momentum because of it. This Tapu Fini isn't going to be too easy for Daniel to deal with because it's set up and he's relying on two special attackers here. It's going to be the end of Togedemaru. Probably, yeah. Oh, yeah, if it's outrunning the +1 Porygon Z. Or Ice Beam not doing a whole lot to Fini, not getting any freeze, as we see a Moonblast come out onto the Porygon Z. Yeah, since it's +1 Fini, +1 Special Defense Porygon Z, those kind of cancel each other and the Moonblast ends up doing pretty respectable damage. Yeah, there's no way the Lele wants to stay in here, and the Porygon Z isn't really doing that much either. Even if Brandol is down a Pokemon, I think the momentum is about to be in his favor. Kartana is an interesting switch in for Hidden Power Fire, though. Maybe he has some way to take it like Focus Sash, or he's Choice Scarf himself, but I'm not sure why he went into that of all Pokemon. Considering like the other things that he could have in the back are Garchomp or Mandibuzz. As we see Hidden Power Fire come out. Sash Kartana. No surprise. Ooh, Porygon Z missing a Thunderbolt against the Tapu Fini. That surely would have done a lot of damage. And that was the whole reason why it couldn't go for that earlier, because Togedemaru was on the field. Kartana ending the Tapu Lele, Moonblast being able to knock out the Porygon Z. This is not looking too great for Daniel. We saw that he has an Aerodactyl in the back and one Pokemon that we haven't seen, though. Aerodactyl isn't a bad switch in against 1 health Kartana because you just Rock Slide and knock it out. He could have Arcanine or Gigalith or his own Tapu Fini. Ooh, Arcanine. Dealing with this Tapu Fini might be kind of hard for him. But at least Aerodactyl can probably go for a Rock Slide, and if it hits their Kartana, it'll knock it out. Fish for a flinch against the Fini. Yeah. Yeah. I I don't think Daniel has a way to beat the Finny without flinching it a bunch of times, though. Okay, a good play. No surprise with the rock slide. Yeah. Okay. Ooh. Hard-hitting wild charge there. That might be able to turn the game around if Finny flinches. It doesn't. Here comes a Muddy Water hitting both of Daniel's Pokemon. At +1 special attack. It's enough to pick out... Ooh, almost pick up the knockout in Aerodactyl and almost pick up the knockout in Arcanine. Oh, yeah. Does the nerve only affect the opponent, or does it affect you, too? I think it's only the opponent. Yeah. But also, because it's a Wild Charge Arcanine, it often runs a different item, like Firium or Choice Band. Based on that damage, I don't think it's Choice Band. I think Choice Band does a little bit more than that. Cortana dodging the Rock Slide, ending the Arcanine with the Sacred Sword. That's unlucky. Yeah. If Aerodactyl can hit its Rock Slide against both Pokemon, get a flinch against Finny, I guess it might not be over yet, but it's not looking great for Daniel. Yeah, that was a pretty unlucky miss. Depending on what Brendel has in the back, like, Daniel could still have won the game because of Wild Charge just being exactly the move he needed right there. Points again. How unlucky. Again, we can't be too sure if that one mattered, but that'll be game 1 for Brendel. Yeah. Yeah. Overall, though, I think Brendel was kind of controlling the game more so than Daniel was, just with Togedemaru, Tapu Fini. We didn't see that Daniel had anything. He wasn't breaking it down well between Porygon Z and Tapu Lele. So I think the onus is on him to change here. I don't see why Brendel couldn't repeat Togedemaru, Tapu Fini stuff. It's known for being good on fake PG style teams. William Tansley has used a lot of it, speaks highly of it. We didn't see his Gigalith and we didn't see his Tapu Fini, but Tapu Fini is obviously weak to Togedemaru's Zing Zap, and Gigalith can't do too much to Togedemaru and is also vulnerable to Muddy Water from Tapu Fini. So maybe he will want to use the same Pokemon and just play them differently. I think Daniel's team has not a great Togedemaru matchup, though. Togedemaru, Tapu Fini especially. It is possible for him, but an uphill battle. He has good options to break down the Tapu Fini with Porygon Z's Thunderbolt or Arcanine's Wild Charge, but the Togedemaru just gets in the way of those so much between Fake Out and Lightning Rod. Yeah, I don't think speed is exactly the issue for him, though. Just finding a way to deal with the Tapu Fini. So, if I were Brendel, I would be doing very similar things to what I did game 1. It worked so well. And looking at my opponent's team, I don't see anything that would prevent it from doing well. Ooh, this is a much better lead for Daniel, having an Arcanine against double Steel type. We see that Togedemaru has Air Balloon. I don't think that matters too much here, since there's probably no ground type attacks on the Pokemon that Daniel is bringing to this. It just means that Togedemaru can go down in one hit from the Arcanine's Flare Blitz. Good news for Brendel is that he does have Fake Out this turn, can prevent the Arcanine from moving, but can his Kartana accomplish too much? I'm not sure. Maybe he will just want to Fake Out Arcanine and switch into Fini, maybe. Oh yeah, if it's a choice band variant. But the thing is, since the Kartana is at -1, it just can't do too much to Finny. I mean Arcanine. A decent switch, and it probably wouldn't enjoy taking Leaf Blade, but it also would be 3 code vote. Especially, yeah, that's the real reason to switch Lele in. Ooh, oh my gosh. What a nasty critical hit against the Lele. Kartana getting the attack boost as Arcanine chooses a knockout with Flare Blitz. Or not a knockout as it goes for the Sash Kartana, which is now, it won't go down to E-Speed if Psychic Terrain is up. Thankfully, he does have his own Tapu Fini to turn that off, but still, that just didn't go great for him. Yeah, maybe their Aerodactyl is just bait and he'll go into Fini and try to extreme speed it. And Kartana doesn't even decide to stay in, just going into Garchomp. A very safe switch in against 2 Pokemon that have trouble hitting it for regular effective. Very safe play by Brandol this turn. Okay. About the best thing that Brandol could do there. A little bit risky that he allowed the Kartana to potentially attack, but it was kind of unlikely to attack at the same time. Yeah. Unless the Aerodactyl has Ice Fang, this is really solid positioning for the Garchomp, though. It can kind of just Tectonic Rage the Arcanine and pick up a knockout unless it protects. Rock Slide missing the Garchomp, so it's sure to be moving this turn. That's not too bad of damage. I don't think it's enough, though. Here comes Tectonic Rage. Probably. And then it's looking like we'll have Aerodactyl and Tapu Fini against the world starting next turn. Their only saving grace that they do have Tailwind on their side. Might seem like it was overkill to use that Tectonic Rage to knock out the only just above half Arcanine, but no other way to knock it out without hurting your partner. Man, after that Leaf Blade crit against Tapu Lele, this game's just so much worse for Daniel. If he had not gotten unlucky, there would be very different. Yeah, but at the same time, Aerodactyl will always be able to knock it out with a Rock Slide. Maybe he just wants to save it so that he can sack it at some point. Ooh, right into Togedemaru. Interesting. Avalanche. That will break the Togedemaru's air balloon, in case anyone cares. Muddy Water. Not quite enough to knock out either Pokemon. As Brandol's Fini fires back with a Muddy Water of its own. Hefty damage on the Aerodactyl. Not too much to Fini. I think that was a critical hit on the Fini, but you would not notice. Yeah. Maybe, have we seen the Aerodactyl use Protect at all? I don't think so. It seems like one of those Pokemon that might just not use Protect, and if it's not running it, it's pretty vulnerable here. Take out on Aerodactyl. But will Daniel's Fini just go for a Moonblast? No, and it misses Randall's Tapu Fini. I don't especially like the decision to Muddy Water there in the first place. I think trying to Moonblast the Fini to knock it out would have been a lot safer, because Fini gets to use a Muddy Water of its own, knock out the Aerodactyl, do some more chip damage to the Fini, but considering that Brandol has a Kartana in the back that he was smart to save, the game is over now. Yeah. In this game, he almost lost it when that Lele came in. Like, both turn ones, he fake out in psychic terrain. Last game, it went okay because he just planned the game very well, but this game, it went well because he got a critical hit. That's one of the reasons that you use Kartana, though, because it has a high crit rate with Leaf Blade, and if Leaf Blade is getting critical hits, something is very likely to go down. Daniel wasn't especially far from winning that game. Like, things could have happened near the end that would have allowed him to win, but at the same time, I feel like the matchup really just favored Brandol. Togedemaru Finny is just notoriously strong like that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's like Togedemaru Finny. Many of those teams have other Pokemon like the fake PG core, but he decides to add Mandibuzz to it. Garchomp. It's just not quite the same as you normally expect those teams to be. And at 5-2, he has a decent chance to make top cut if his resistance is good enough. Either way, very likely to make top 16, I would think. Oh. Back in 2013, a notorious member of the community said that Japanese game carts tend to have more hacks on them. Maybe you can say the same thing of Stream 3DSs. All right. Hold on.
Ajá, el AFK le dicen, ¿no? Me parece, creo a eso. Ajá, pues es que yo creo que siempre empecé, bueno, más bien empecé jugando con ese equipo y creo que me ha dado muy buenos resultados. O sea, bueno, tiene su base que son, por ejemplo, Tapu Fini, Arcanite y Togedemaru. Incluso Kartana yo no lo jugaba, pero pues, o sea, ya después vi que le faltaba como que atacar más al equipo y entró Kartana. Y así fui probando el equipo, a qué era débil y así. Por ejemplo, a la Roca era muy débil, cambié cosas. Luego a Mok, por ejemplo, mi Garchomp lo traigo con el Z de tierra, solo para los Mok. O sea, mi Garchomp en sí en el equipo prácticamente está por los Mok. Y a veces ayuda, pero su principal función es esa. Este, no, bueno, es que por ejemplo mis equipos siempre los trato de hacer que nunca sobrepasen dos Pokémon una misma debilidad. Por ejemplo, solo hay dos débiles al fuego, o sea, y los son los al cero. Ninguno otro del equipo va a ser débil al fuego. Y hay quienes lo cubren, que son Garchomp y Tapu Fini. Por ejemplo, después va dos débiles al eléctrico, perdón. Fini y Mandibuzz. Y lo cubre Togedemaru y Garchomp. Y así, o sea, como que es una regla que tengo, o sea, nunca sobrepasar dos Pokémon débiles a un tipo, ajá. Ajá, es que pues siento que tuve mucha suerte, o sea, también, o sea, siento que pues la hack sí me ayudó mucho. Unos que no, o sea, no, unos que mises que tuvo el oponente que no eran importantes, creo yo, pero unos que sí fueron muy, muy Ojalá, pues, no sé si la logre, pero ojalá y si no, pues de todas maneras, creo que me fue bien. Yo no llevo mucho tiempo en el competitivo. Llevo el no sé si recuerdas, el Premier al que fui fue mi primer torneo así en competitivo y no tiene mucho, como tal vez sin 2 meses, a lo mucho tres, no sé. Sí, aparte pues todos son muy agradables y muy buena onda. Ajá.
Jugadores máster, denle 2 minutos para que se enteren las cosas. Pokemon TCG Masters, you have 50 plus 3. You may begin.
Jugadores de Masters GCC, pueden comenzar.
four juniors and top four seniors, please report to the prize tent to receive your prizes. TCG, top four juniors, top four seniors, please report to the prize tent for your prizes.
Top 4 juniors and top 4 seniors, favor de pasar a recoger sus premios.
Attention! Video game Junior Division Champion, Parker Hurley, please report to the prize tent. Parker Hurley, please report to the prize tent.